What is going down with you, YouTube? Welcome back to Moving the Chains with BMac and KHTV, episode 4, knocking on your front door. Uh, yeah, man, how you been, man? You been good? How's you been?
Yeah, man. I've been doing good. Nothing's going on too much. Few days away from training camp,
Oh
so
yeah,
get see my Packers out there, out there and see what they look like, and it's gonna be a very interesting year.
yes it is.
And we got there's a lot of unknowns. So
That's right.
new era, brand new young team. So we see what happens.
That's right, man. That is right. Training camp is here. Back to football. Um, I think our training camp will be starting on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah. Our training camp starts Wednesday,
I think.
Wednesday, July 26th, Thursday, July 27th, Saturday, July 29th, and I think
When do they report? They report on Wednesday.
they probably got to report in no later than Tuesday because Wednesday is the first day of training camp.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then July 26th, July 27th, the 29th, the 31st,
Mm-hmm.
August 1st, August 3rd, August 5th, August 7th. And I think that's the last. Oh, no, they got a few more days. August 7th, August 14th, um, August 16th, 17th, August 22nd, and August 23rd. And then we have joint practices with the Patriots. But we'll get into all of that when we get to that part of the.
And when do they cut down the 53-man roster? They do that after preseason.
Yeah, they have after the third preseason game. Actually, I think they have to cut down some of the roster before the third preseason game, and then
Mm.
the week after preseason, they have to conclude their cuts and figure out how many people they're gonna send to the practice squad and how many people are gonna stick around on the 53-man roster. So yeah, but I think that's after the third preseason game is when they have to finalize the guys who make the team. But yeah, we'll get to training camp. Um, let's get into around the league right now. And there's a lot going on with the running back pay scale. A lot of these running backs are very disgruntled. Some of them are holding out, and some of them are willing to show up to training camp and try to work out some kind of negotiation deal to where they can successfully have a long term deal going on into the future. And to point out a few guys, we have Josh Jacob with the Raiders, who has been fighting for a contract since last year, and he had a hell of a year last year, being a Pro Bowl running back. Um, and you have Saquon Barkley, who had an outstanding comeback season from injury, making it to the playoffs, and then losing after they beat the Vikings. You know what I'm saying? So um, those guys are holding out, trying to get a new deal done. What are your thoughts on about how the market value of the running back pay scale has plummeted? You know, from how we've seen guys like Ezekiel Elliott and Delvin Cook getting paid big time contracts.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I think once those two, because with running backs, usually they have like a short career. Like usually running
Right.
back get older. I think they hit their peak like 29, 30 years old,
Hmm.
and then they don't. So usually their prime will be like 22 to 25 to 26, something like that. But I think once the once after Cook and Zeke got paid, especially Zeke, after Zeke got that big contract, he kind of tailed off, um, and he tailed off pretty bad, um, since he, right, like after the Cabo thing and whatever, and then uh, Cook, um, Cook didn't fall off too bad, but he's
No,
not,
well, he had constant injuries throughout during the season at crucial times during the season where they needed him the most, and he would miss like 4 or 5 games,
yeah,
you know, and not living up to the hype of that. How much was this contract? Like 68 million or something like that. A
yeah.
contract extension, or he got like 68 million for a contract extension. So yeah, now he ain't even on the team.
Yeah, but I think since then, I think they they think that running backs have been all overpaid,
Right,
and I guess um I guess I'm not saying the running back position is not important because it is, but I guess it's not that important that it used to be. Because let's face it, it's a passing league now. You
right,
know, got
right.
out there doing for 5,000, 4,000 yards now and all this stuff and slinging the ball around. But I think with
And then not to mention, sorry to cut you off, but not to mention, a lot of these running backs now are dual threats. I mean, how many times have we seen the former Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers throw a deep touchdown pass down the field to Aaron Jones, and he catch a TD.
that's true. Yeah. AJ Dillon too, out the backfield for the screen pass.
Right. You look at guys like Pacheco with the Chiefs, that's a dual threat, running back. You look at guys like Austin Eckler, who's a dual threat running back. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of these guys have value, especially when you got guys that, you know, um, have the combination yards of running and catching the ball. You know what I'm saying? AJ, look at Aaron Jones. He's been slighted in a lot of these running back rankings
Yep.
when he was a 1,500 yard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Running back. You know what I mean? Like he ran for 1,000 and had damn near 500 yards receiving. Like and they devalue that. You know what I'm saying? So you look at guys like Jamal Williams, who broke Barry Sanders' record last year in scoring touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, hey,
And Lions cut him. The Lions let him go.
yeah, now he with the Saints. You know what I'm saying? So, I- yeah, I'm with the running backs. I believe that without them and their skill set, uh, some offenses won't be able to work. You look at Derrick Henry and what he provides to the Titans, and without him, they don't have a good offense unless you got a running back that's built like him to you
Yeah.
know to play in that system. You know what I'm saying?
Pack-
With a quarterback like Ryan Tannehill, you know what I'm saying? So you need a running back like that,
Uh,
to carry some of the load.
the Rams running back Ty Gurley fell all the way off.
Right, right. And to be truthfully honest,
Yeah.
Packer fans, we gonna see that this year too with Aaron Jones. He might be carrying the load. Him and AJ Dillon might be carrying the load. So um I
Uh,
think
Matt LaFleur's gonna have Jordan Love chuck it up on 3rd and 1.
I mean I just believe that, you know, with the running backs holding out, like and them speaking out because they all said that they had a meeting, a group meeting with all of the running backs, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, um, Josh Jacobs, uh, Saquon Barkley. They all, had a meeting, and they've been discussing, you know, the market value and how they're not being compensated based on what they have to do in order to help a team win football games. So I think they're right, to push this issue. Um, they deserve to get paid more money, but I do think that uh, teams should penalize them if they don't live up to the responsibilities of, you know what I'm saying? Can,
Yep.
can you hear me?
Yeah, you kind of fizzling out.
Oh, okay. So yeah, man. I mean, what to conclude on it, what's you got any last thoughts on the
Um. Yeah. No. I think that's pretty much all I have to say. It's gonna be interesting.
Go ahead. I hear you.
It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out with Saquon and Josh Jacobs. So.
Yeah, man. So I guess that was the main going on around that's buzzing or going on around the NFL is the market value of running backs. So hopefully they figure that out. Moving forward, next on the topic, we next topic we got up is let's talk about the AFC South, man.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's talk about the AFC South, and I'll just give you a rundown of the records of that division last year. Of course, with the Jaguars winning that division at 9-8 with Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence. The Titans behind the Jaguars at 7-10 with Mike Babel and
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Tannehill, and then the Colts were 4-12 with um, who was the Matt Ryan, and who was the coach over there? I forget who was the coach was over there last time. I guess it don't even really matter. Um, they have Shane Steichen and quarterback Anthony Richardson, who was the fourth pick in the draft going into the 2023 season. And then you have the Texans at 3-13, who's just hired D'Amico Ryan, and they drafted C.J. Stroud and Xavier Hutchinson at the wide receiver position, one of the highly sought after wide receivers in the draft a few months ago. So what are your thoughts on this trash ass division, man?
Well, I don't really know what to say about it. I mean, you look at the Jaguars; they are all an upcoming team. I guess you can say. I think in my opinion, their quarterback is being overhyped a little bit.
Mm,
I mean, I'm not saying that he's gonna be good. He's gonna be he's a good. I mean, he's good. He's gonna be good, and I mean, I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm just saying that I just think people are crowning him prematurely. Um,
okay.
but they do got a good team. They got a lot of weapons. I don't know about their defense. And then they do got Doug Peterson, a Super Bowl winning coach. So
Right.
um, but and then you got the Texans. I mean, They pretty much in a rebuild mode, but you never know that that's a team that can surprisingly shock people. I mean, you see teams come out of nowhere, out of the
Yeah, that's true.
blue, but I don't think I'm gonna be expecting anything from them. And then we got the veteran quarterbacks, a place where veteran quarterbacks go to rot. The Indianapolis Colts. Um,
Well, they got Anthony Richardson, rookie.
well, the reason I said that because, well, actually, not veteran quarterbacks, quarterback in general to rot because Carson Wentz went there. Horse, I
Yeah,
mean,
and yeah, we
like,
can't forget about the Andrew Luck
you know,
situation.
yeah, Andrew Luck, and then you got the Matt Ryan failed experiment. So I don't know, man. Seems like the caught since Peyton Manning, man. I think Andy has kind of run down. They run their luck out, man, with all these quarterbacks. It's weird. And then Peyton Manning left. It didn't end well with him because they cut him because he had that neck thing. So, um,
I
yeah,
mean, they were a little successful with Andrew Luck. You know what I'm saying? That's
hey,
how the whole that's how the whole deflate um gate thing situation happened because that's
yeah,
when Andrew Luck played against the Patriots. That's where that whole thing started.
healthy. He was always,
Uh,
but
but
um,
uh,
yeah.
yeah,
And then we got the Tennessee Titans who did got DeAndre Hopkins.
right.
He just needs a quarterback that can throw him the ball. Um, I don't know Tannehill. I mean, Tannehill has shown some flashes, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. He's like a wild card to me sometimes. And then you got the quarterbacks that they drafted, Will Levis and Malik Willis, something like that. So I don't know. We see how those two are gonna plan out. It's interesting that they got them back to back in the second round. Uh,
Yeah.
you're at the two following year or so. I don't know, man. That division is just like I don't know, man. Like that division is like meh. You know what I mean? Except Jacksonville, that's a team that's favored to win it. But outside that, it's meh.
Um, you made a lot of great points, man. Um, especially about the Titans. They probably got in the AFC. They probably got the best backup quarterback group in the in the AFC conference, I think. And I think they could win with Tannehill. I think they could win with Will Levis, and I think they could win with Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Um, just based off of how weak this particular division is in the AFC South.
Yeah.
Um, um, and I think it's probably going to be between uh the Titans and the Jaguars.
Mm,
I give the Jaguars the advantage just because they got in the playoffs last year. They had to represent this division with a
hmm
9-8 record.
Yeah.
Um, but I do think D'Amico Ryan and the Texans could be a problem for the Titans and the Jaguars just based off of him being a defensive coach
hmm
and him having a young quarterback and a receiver that nobody in this division has film on yet. So I think if they can correlate some type of rapport between each other, between quarterback and wide receiver, I think they can make a little noise within the division, not in the conference, but within the division where they could probably upset the Titans or beat the Jaguars at a home on a home game on a rare week throughout the season. I could see that happening where, the Jaguars or the Titans will have to fight just a little extra hard to try to um see if they could be a potential wild card team or win the division. You know what I'm saying, to get into a wild card spot. But yeah, this division as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Seeing these first year coaches and Shane Steichen and D'Amico Ryan, um, and then you have two familiar faces in this division with Doug Peterson and Mike Babel, who should have the upper hand, who really should be battling it out in this division. I think that D'Amico Ryan could probably be, and the Texans could probably be that one team that win a game that they wasn't supposed to win. But as far as the Colts, yeah, man, I think it's a I think it's a work in progress, a total rebuild. Um, First year head coach, brand new quarterback, fresh out the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I don't see the Colts making any noise. Um, to me, they're neck and neck with the Arizona Cardinals to being probably one of the worst teams in the NFL this
Mm-hmm.
upcoming season.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I got the Colts, and I'll explain why I think the Colts and well the Cardinals are probably be one of the worst teams in the NFL when we get to the NFC West. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll leave it at that. I don't I don't even think we should do any type of who could win a division or not with this division because
Yeah.
I think it's a two-team race between the Titans and the Jaguars really. Um, the only thing I could see holding them back will probably be an injury to Trevor Lawrence or
Probably.
yeah. So with that being said, let's get into what is most important about this show, and that is talking Packer football. Um, let's go into where they rank the Packers, man.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Packers ranked 20th out of 32 teams in the NFL. Um, I want to know your thoughts on that. And do you think it's a fair ranking? And base it off of, give me a reason why you might feel it's fair or unfair
Now,
of a
now,
ranking.
what is his ranking as a about? Like going to the playoffs or
Just,
winning?
just no, just top teams in the NFL from top to
Oh,
bottom. Yeah, they have us ranked at the 20th ranked team out of 32.
yeah, that's a tough one. Um, I want to say it's properly ranked.
But before you go into it, because you know a lot of the Packer players were facing some issues about it
Mm.
on social media, saying like, oh
Who?
wow, uh, Kenny Clark, a
Mm.
few of the defensive players, were kind of like, yo, wow, really? You know what I'm saying? Kind of like, like I guess we got to prove everybody wrong. You know what I'm saying? Adding the extra motivation. Bakhtiari said something about it.
Mm.
Um, he tweeted something about it.
Mm.
Um, and a lot of the Packer players were kind of using as motivation. But yeah, like, go ahead and finish with what you were saying.
Um, yeah, I mean, I kind of, I mean, I, I, I think it's properly ranked. I mean, I know there's a lot of Packer fans are delusional and think that this team's gonna be like should say top 10. It should be in the top 10 or top 5. Which I mean, I haven't seen no Packer fans act like this team's gonna be like a super duper juggernaut. Maybe 5, 6 year old Packer fans think that, but the ones that I don't know no better. But yeah, 20 is properly ranked for me. Like I said, man, there's a lot of unknowns and a lot of exciting unknowns. I'm not saying there's a lot of bad unknowns, but this is a brand like this is kind of a young like this is like I said, this is a rebuilding team, man. As
Right.
much as people and players and Packer fans don't want to admit it, this is a rebuilding team. We got a young team, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And it looks like we're gonna be rolling with the. I think the tight end that we just drafted, he's gonna be like our starting tight end. So, I mean, we don't have a lot of veterans on this offense, which kind of
Right.
worrisome. But that means that Matt LaFleur is gonna really have to get in his bag and really have to, come up with some creative plays that can help this offense, man, and help Jordan Love because Jordan Love is not going to do nothing off script. He's not going to call a play at the line of scrimmage, and
Right.
he's probably not going to even read a defense well yet. So maybe I don't know. I mean, he's been sitting behind Rodgers for 4 years, 3 years, so maybe I don't know. Um, we be getting some things from Jordan Love that are good and some are bad. So it seems like he's been an up and down roller coaster in practice. We see how he does in training camp, and see what we hear from him in training camp. But if he doesn't look good in training camp, then
We'll get in the training camp, but you think that the ranking is fair?
yeah, I think the week is fair because again, like this team hasn't like we don't know what to expect. They haven't proven nothing, and they
Right.
didn't make the playoff last year with Aaron Rodgers. So
Right.
you know what I mean. So I don't. I mean, it's not like now if they have us down like 30th. I mean, then yeah, then that'd be then that'd be crazy. But 20th is 20th is good to me, but people gonna have their own opinions on it, and who cares? I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a ranking, and who knows? Maybe the Packers might shock people, but I'm gonna like just relax and enjoy the ride. That's what I'm doing.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, man. I think it's a fair ranking, and I base that off of uh not having Aaron Rodgers on the team.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the reason why it's dropped down to 20th is because we don't have Rodgers on the team. And this is, like I said in the video that I dropped earlier today, this is really going to be a test of Matt LaFleur's coaching ability. You know what I'm saying? Moving up in the draft to get Jordan Love. And I think that, the unknown aspects of what we don't know what Jordan Love is going to bring to the table plays a huge part into the 20th ranking. You know what I
mm,
mean? And the defense, I think that plays a part in the 20th ranking. Just
mm,
this defense has been highly talked about for the last two seasons, and they still haven't lived up to expectations that we know that they can play at. And
yeah,
I think that plays a huge part into the Packers being ranked 20th. Now, yeah, the 20th also lets me know that there's room for this team to grow. That we can rise up from the 20th ranked spot. Now, if we was ranked 30, then I'd be like, oh yeah, we got a few years. we got a few. We got a few years
yeah.
before
But
we even.
I don't think we that far back though. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think
I agree
like
with you on that. I
I still
Yeah.
think we got something, but we just got like again we don't know what it is.
Right,
So
right, right, right. I still think we have one
yeah,
of the best coaches in the league. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
Because
I'm not gonna say that. No,
you don't think he's one of the best coaches. We'll say that
no.
for another episode. We'll save that for
He's got to
another
prove it
episode.
without Rogers this year. He's got to
Hey,
prove it without Rogers.
we'll save that for another
Okay.
episode.
All right. I
I'm
got
gonna
you.
write that down
All
because
right.
yeah, I
All right.
like that.
All
All
right.
right. Uh, speaking on the Packers. I mean, we both agree with them being ranked 20th
Yep.
coming into the 2023 season. I think it's fair. Um, uh, training camp battles.
Okay.
Training camp battles. Now we have a lot of training camp battles going on uh Wednesday. Um, and one of the biggest battles that are happening on this team is on the right side of the offensive line. You know, we
Mm,
have Bakhtiari and Elton Jenkins. They got the left side sold up. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? But on the right side, you have John Ryan and Josh Nyman
Mm,
and Zach Tom who are battling it out. And not only that, you still got Royce Newman
yeah.
and
Boy.
Jake
Oh.
Hansen and Rasheed Walker,
Mm,
Sean Ryan and Luke. These guys
mm,
battling in camp on this offensive line. Now, me personally, I love it. I
mm,
love it.
yeah.
Bakhtiari spoke about this and he was excited about, you know, coming into another year with this offensive group, especially on this offensive line group. You know, they're together. We didn't make any big, you know, we didn't send any of these guys away. The only person we lost from this offensive line was Billy Turner. You know what I'm saying? And the guys that we drafted, we pretty much uh kept. I think we lost a center. We lost what's his name? He went over there to the Chargers.
Oh, Corey
I forget his
Lindsley.
name. Yeah. So we lost Billy Turner and Corey Linsley.
Mm,
We still got Josh Meyer at center, but the right side of this line is one of the biggest battles going into this camp. Not only that, we have the third string running back position with Lou Nichols and I forget the other two running backs we got battling for that position. I can't remember the names. I'm drawing blanks. I'm drawing blanks. Um, but speaking on the training camp battles, where do you feel it where you know the battles in training camp are going to mean the most? Like what position do you think that you know is probably going to need the most attention paid to as far as like battling in camp?
I'm interested to see Will Eric Stokes where his role is gonna be.
Mm,
That's I mean now I know they just put him on the PUP list,
right.
right? So he's dealing with an injury. So I want to see when he does come back on the field, like because I know we got I mean yeah we got Zaire, we got Wabasso, and then we got and who else um um oh Darnell Savage too. I want to see
Mm. Oh,
how
the safety battle.
yeah
Good
I've
one.
been
Good one.
critical of him, especially last year.
Yeah,
So I
that's
do want to
crazy,
see.
man. You was reading my mind, man, because I was just thinking, I was like, damn, I'm thinking about that safety safety
Yeah, man.
position
I
battle,
mean, I'm not
especially with the
really.
guy we picked up from the 49ers too. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, I mean, Darnell Savage is like when he got drafted, I kind of had high hopes for him, but he's kind of disappointed me the last few years. So I mean, I think this is a huge year for him. I think he needs to put up or shut up. If not, then he's gotta go.
mm, um, yeah, I couldn't agree with you. I couldn't agree with you even more. You know, that was crazy you brought up the safety position because
Yeah,
I was just thinking that I think that is probably going to be besides the offensive line
because
in
we
training
lost
camp.
Adrian Amos. So who do we
Right,
really have
right.
back there in that safety
Yeah,
spot?
yeah. I think that's going to be one
And
of the
Darnell Savage, do you like? Can you really like? Can we really trust him?
mm, well. I think what the Packers did with him last year, having him sit out those games,
Hmm.
um, and making him play the way that they needed him to play for the team to be successful when we went on that 4 game streak of winning games. He
Hmm.
showed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
Um,
did. He did, but
you know,
yeah.
he
Mhm.
showed up in a big way. So I think he has the edge. He has the advantage
Yeah.
on winning out that spot because he's been under Joe Barry. What's this? His third year under Joe
Thinks.
Barry.
Yeah, I think his second year, right? Yeah, his second
Yeah,
year.
second year under Joe Barry.
No,
So
third year. No,
third year.
it's his third. Yeah.
Yeah, third year under Joe Barry. So, he should be the most familiar with the defense, but yeah, the safety position and I think the offensive line um, position is probably going to be the most looked at as
Yeah.
far as battle of who's going to win that starting spot. But even
Josh Nyman. I think with Josh Nyman, I think it comes to health, right? Because he's been. I think the games we need him at, he hasn't been. You know, hasn't been healthy.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And then
that and
Boyce Newman's a little shaky sometimes,
yeah,
but
he's a shaky. So like that's why they you know talking highly of Zach Tom right now.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Probably being
yeah.
either the starter or the backup.
I mean, they
You
did
know,
last year. Last year, Zach Tom did pretty well with some snaps.
right, right, yeah. So it's going to be very interesting to see how better these guys have gotten during the off season, especially trying to shore up that right side of the line because
Yeah.
you got a new quarterback in the backfield, and that's going to be the biggest asset that you have to protect. Um,
Hmm.
and the Packers going to have to coach these guys up so that they make sure that they first round pick ain't out here looking crazy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And also, along with the who's going to be the third running back and who's going to be the third receiver. It's a lot of battles that's going to be going on in camp. Um, you know, we'll be hearing about it throughout training camp or who's winning these battles. And
I still think we need to get a veteran player on offense, man, because
I was just thinking that,
just to help
there's
Jordan Love, because we just too young.
there's rumors going on out on social media uh with the Packers to go look at getting Jarvis Landry,
Mm,
bringing in a veteran receiver to help these young guys out. Uh, but
mm,
who knows what the Packers are going to do when it
yeah,
comes to bringing
I don't know.
bringing in somebody. They brought in Alex Magoo, somebody who's got somewhat of a veteran type of feel at NFL. He was drafted by the Seattle Seahawks.
Mm,
Wind up making his way to the USFL.
mm,
Became the USFL MVP, won a championship in the USFL, and the Packers have brought him to training camp to
mm,
see who's going to be the backup quarterback for Jordan Love. We got Danny Edlin, we have Sean Clifford, and now we have Alex Magoo. A lot of Packer fans were excited on
mm,
Twitter seeing that Alex Magoo had got picked up by the Packers because he has somewhat of a Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers type abilities
mm,
in his repertoire as far as quarterback skill, and he's
mm,
an exciting player to watch. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
So that's there's another training camp battle right there
Mm.
that the Packers, gotta look into, what I'm saying, and seeing who's gonna make this 53-man roster.
Yeah.
Um, and not to mention the young guys, you know, Christian Christian Watson and
Hmm.
Romeo Dubs and Samori Toure, the maturity of these guys and seeing their growth.
Hmm.
They got to play more football than Jordan Love. You know what I'm saying? They got a chance to get out there, so they know what to expect and know what's
Hmm.
coming at them as far as timing and being in rhythm. So it's battles within battles within battles that's going to be going on in training camp, man.
Yeah.
I know you wanted to get into just to keep going on with uh, segueing into what you want to talk about with the wide receiver response to Love.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, go ahead and get into that, man.
The reason I want to bring this up because I watched this. I do watch this radio show on ESPN with Wildy and Tausch. Uh, do you listen to them on ESPN Wisconsin?
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
No, I don't listen to ESPN like that no
yeah.
more.
Oh yeah. Well, they're not what. Well, they have their own ESPN radio thing. But
Okay,
I usually go on there and listen to them because I do like hearing when them talk, and they cover the Packers, or they former offensive linemen for the Green Bay Packers. So they
oh, okay.
talk about the team and stuff like that. But yeah, I think yesterday or I think the day before that they were on there and they was talking about the wide receivers Christian Watson and Romeo Dobbs. So did Rogers kind of like kept them from growing, and did they
Mhm.
drain their confidence? Because last year Rogers had issues with them and they couldn't get on the same page and all that stuff. So they're saying that is that going to affect them coming into this season with Jordan Love? Like, uh, like
Um,
are they gonna like? But
I
that
don't, I
crush their
don't, I don't
confidence,
think
or
so.
that will build them up?
I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Once you start playing football at a pro level, you have to start
Mm.
thinking like a grown man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that it would. I don't think it's going to stop them at all. You know what I'm saying? From playing at a high
Mhm.
level. I think
Yeah.
that this is probably a good thing for them to grow with a young quarterback. You know what I mean? To grow with Jordan Love because
Mm.
when you playing with older vets tend to not have as much patience. You know what I'm saying? As a young quarterback would. You know what I mean? A vet is like more like, I need you to pick this up now. I mean, you seeing it right now in the press conference with number 8. He's already talking about the details and getting it right, and you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
right, getting it right now. You know what I'm saying with with
Hmm.
with Jordan Love, this being his first official year, um,
Yeah.
stepping out there, being the quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, the greatest team in football sports history. Um,
Hmm.
and with Christian Watson and Romeo Dubs and Samari Toure already having a little bit of veteran experience with a veteran quarterback. You know what I'm saying? They can let him know things that they learned while playing with Aaron,
Hmm.
knowing it's going to be his first time on the field. Hey, look, man, this is how you do this when we get right here, this in the red zone. Look for me to be right here. You know what I'm saying? Or you
Yeah.
know, look for me, look for my signal, or if I see something, I'm gonna look and tell you like, hey, don't throw the ball this way. You know what I'm saying? Because they in this type of coverage. You know what I'm saying? So it, it's gonna be teaching on the fly with Jordan Love. Along, like Aaron Jones said, he's probably gonna have to do a little bit of quarterbacking for Jordan Love to let him know what to show him how to read the defense when he
Now,
get out there.
do you think Joel? Because when now, like like when Rogers, right? Rogers will get on guys, chew wide receivers out if they make a mistake.
I
I
mean,
mean,
yeah,
people
yes. I
will
expect.
like he would get
I
there
know where
and
you're
like,
going. I know where you're going with this. Yes, I
do
expect
you
Jordan
think
Love to
Jordan
be on
Love is
their
going
ass.
to do the same thing?
I expect Jordan Love to be on their ass. He has to show leadership, man. He has to show leadership. Like you are stepping on the field behind a quarterback that had just left that is a perfectionist at his craft of playing the quarterback position. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? That says a lot. For you to not throw interceptions like that your whole career,
Mm-hmm.
that is being a perfectionist, man, at the highest level of the game that you playing. So Jordan Love, I expect him. I want him to. He has to command this offense, and he has to command it early. He has to show these guys the confidence, and they gotta believe in him.
Mm-hmm.
The offense has to believe in him. The only person I see believing in Jordan Love right now is Aaron Jones. Yeah, the other guys have been speaking out, but none of them have been speaking out like Aaron Jones.
So if they're
So
wrong the wrong route, do you think Jordan Love is gonna like yell and like, "What are you
yes,
doing?"
I don't. I mean, however he needs to do it to translate it to them, that you know what I'm saying, knowing what you need to do on during plays is important. Like you have to instill that kind of fear into your peers that you're trying to score touchdowns with and win games.
I just don't see it in him though. I just don't know if he had like now. If he can't do that, then we got problems.
I don't think we will have. No, that's just how I
Yeah,
am.
yeah,
Looking at it. I'm looking at it through my lens. You know what I'm
yeah. Okay,
saying? His
yeah.
way, his way might be different. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Mine might come off the way I'm looking at it might be a little aggressive, being aggressive with it, but his might be he might handle it a different way. But I mean that was one of the big talking points of coming into this season was him commanding the offense. So
Hmm.
he's gonna have to step up and show leadership. You know what I mean? Being a quarterback on the team, like he's gonna have to show some leadership. Now I know, I'm not expecting it to be an overnight thing. I know it's gonna, he has to go through the process of learning, the different type of nuances and steps, and going growing pains, of trying to win games with an offense and making plays, you know, figuring it out. That just comes with the growth of being a leader and you know becoming a veteran quarterback. Like it's levels to this shit, man.
Now, real quick, because is it did Brett Favre chew his wide receivers out? Oh,
He did
that's
sometimes.
oh,
Sometimes he did. Sometimes he
oh,
got in their face. Sometimes he said stuff to him. You know
mm,
what I mean? I think all quarterbacks, veteran quarterbacks, I think they all
mm.
have gotten into it with their tight ends and offensive line. And we seen Peyton Manning get into it with Jeff Saturday. You know
Yeah,
what
on
I'm
the
saying?
sideline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we seen Tom Brady get into it with players on the sideline. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? We seen these things. That's just the nature of the game when you
Mm.
when you're trying to win. Um,
Did
so
Rogers what oh, Donna Driver, right? Because I know Donna Driver called out Rogers, right? Because Rogers was like,
yeah, yeah.
this guy's under the
He,
bus, something like that. I don't know. It's just interesting.
uh, I mean, hey man, it is what it is, man. I mean,
Yeah,
if Jordan Love is spectacular and he winning games, then he if he feels he has the right to reprimand a receiver for missing an assignment or not knowing what they were supposed to do on a play,
yeah.
then I would expect him to be a little upset about it because you know what I'm saying you're not on
Mm.
the same page. as everybody else on the offense. So yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, he'll have his ups and downs with dealing with that. But yeah, man, just to end this episode, let's get into who you brought up, man. You wanted to talk about this week, man, and I think this is a very, very, very important person to bring up on this episode, man. So I'm glad you put his name out there, and that is Preston Smith, man. You
Hmm.
know, the highlight player of the week, man. What are your expectations, man, for Preston Smith this up and coming season?
Yeah, man. Well, I just wanna see him carry the load more. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they won't ask him to do as much because now we got Sean Gary coming back. But I mean, now he doesn't have Darius Smith to be hiding and behind no more. Because so now since Darius Smith is gone, can he really you know control that D line and
Right.
be disruptive? So I mean, hopefully I like to see more from him this year. But yeah, he's the one I'm gonna keep a I'm not saying he's on the hot seat. I'm just saying that I would like to see more from him.
Um, I
And
I I, feel, I
for Kenny Clark too. Like as much people saying that Kenny Clark needs help, He's gotta really you know do his work too, because he has been slacking in some stuff.
I mean, as far as Preston Smith, uh, I would like to see him be more of a mentor to the young guys on that defensive line. Um, and I would like to see him, uh, well, expectation wise, is be consistent.
Yeah.
You know, can you give us a little bit more consistency, man? Because it's so frustrating. When he gets 2 sacks 1 week, and then for 3 weeks straight, we don't hear nothing from him, or he doesn't really do anything on defense for 3 weeks straight, and then he got a sack
Mm,
this week, and then another 2 weeks go by, and it's just like I just want to see more consistency from Preston Smith. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? I would love to see him have maybe 10, 12 sack season soon. I'm not gonna say this upcoming season, but soon, maybe in
mm,
2024, where you know we've grown a little bit offensively, where the defense won't have to carry as much as the load. But
yeah.
just as far as this season, I would like to see him be more of a mentor to Luke Van Ness and
Mm,
Devontae Wyatt and JJ and Rashawn Gary and all of the guys that young guys that we put on the defensive line. Quay Walker, just be more vocal with those guys. Just
mm,
this year, that's my expectation from him this year, and just to be a little bit more consistent. You know what I mean? Um, try to show up at least once every game. You know what I mean?
mm,
It
yeah.
don't even have to be a sack. It could be a tackle for a loss or stopping somebody on 3rd and 3. Forcing them to
Yeah.
punt the ball. It don't
Well,
have to be
well,
nothing
I want to
spectacular.
see this year is, and I'm gonna rant a little bit on Joe Barry to stop having our corners play 10 yards off every single time. Like I watch my TV and I see our corners playing so far behind, and then when the quarterback throws the ball, the wide receivers are wide ass open in the middle of the field.
Well,
Like that's
a
annoying
lot.
sometimes.
A lot of that had to do with Jerry Gray and Joe Barry not seeing eye to eye on the defensive side of the ball uh, 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 last year. Because remember, when we went to go play against the Cardinals
Yeah.
and they were 7-0 and we were 6-1,
Hmm.
Jerry Gray took over that defense that day, that night
Oh yeah,
because
because Joe Barry
Joe
had
Barry
COVID.
had COVID.
Yeah,
He
that's
had
right.
COVID.
Okay,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
They played well too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry
They
Gray.
won us that game with Soup interception at the end.
Yeah, Rasul shut down whatever was thrown to his side that whole game.
Yeah.
The only thing that defense gave up was that big time 55-yard bomb down the sideline to D Hop. And
Yeah.
then remember D Hop had the hamstring injury and
Yeah. He got
he
hurt
didn't
bad.
really come back into the game until like midway through the fourth quarter because he was
Yeah.
on the sideline the whole time. But
Yeah.
yeah, Jerry Gray did a hell of a job with that secondary because we had some interceptions that game too, I
And
believe.
then
So
get off the field on like 3rd and 15. We couldn't get off the field,
right, right, yeah,
and
right,
that was so frustrating too, man.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean, those things I hope they'll clear up on, and I want to see that improve this season. So
I mean, but yeah, but just going back to the Preston Smith. Um,
yeah,
yeah, man, just because I know he's not. Well, we still don't know the health of Rashawn Gary. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? When he's gonna be back.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, he's on the PUP list too,
right,
which
right, right,
was shockingly not surprised, but
right. Yeah,
uh,
right. We got a few guys on there.
yeah,
And just I want to see Preston Smith groom the young guys. Just
yeah,
uh, get them motivated, um, keep them focused.
yeah.
You know, just be that
Hopefully we
mentor that
can,
they could go to and count on whenever they need some advice,
yeah.
because we're gonna need that from him.
Hopefully we can see more Devontae Wyatt too
Right, right, right,
on
right.
the
Yeah,
field more, and then Clay Walker. Clay Walker should have a improving year.
yeah,
Um,
that too.
so that's I
Oh,
mean,
that was the other player that was disgruntled about us being ranked 20th was Devondre Campbell. He was
oh,
kind of pissed off.
Devontae Campbell was the ones that spoke out.
Yeah, it was a few of the
Oh yeah,
defensive players that spoke out about the
I think I saw
Keyshawn Nixon was
Devontae
one of
Campbell
the
tweeted out something. I think it's probably one of them. Oh,
yeah,
cause
yeah, he been
yeah,
tweeting out he been tweeting out a few things, but the main one who really started it off was Keyshawn Nixon. He was the one that,
yeah,
he'd a loudmouth on the Packers squad on
yeah,
Twitter.
yeah. Sean Nixon say that about the whole Weibo thing. You know, I mean, he was the first one to say that, and now he's the first
Yeah,
one to. I mean, hey, I mean, at least someone's, at least we got someone stand up for us. But
yeah, that's
they
true.
gotta
Cause
prove it though. They gotta prove it though. Can't
yeah,
be saying all this yak. I mean, I'm not one of them fan bases that's gonna think like things are so nice and going. No, I mean, I see some gonna call it out if I don't like it. If I do, I do, and but you know,
yeah, man.
if
Well,
they, well, let's hope that they prove it though, because don't be saying all this and then not go out there and back it up. So,
yeah, yeah, that's true too, man. So,
yeah,
training camp is here. We
yeah,
got preseason football
hmm,
coming right around the corner, quick and fast.
yep,
So, yeah, man, you're gonna see more episodes of Move the Chains with BMac and KHTV. This is episode 4. So feel free, man, leave comments in the comments section. Remember to hit the like button and all that good shit. And we'll be back here next week with another episode 5 of Moving the Chain. So Salute to everybody, and we'll see y'all next time. We out.